I saw the Odyssey, and I got to tell you, really historically inaccurate. And by that, I mean no gay sex. At no point did Matt Damon turn to Hamish Patel and go, God, I'm so stressed out trying to get home. Do we happen to have on board a 9-year-old boy's? Because I sure would love that. Hamish Patel goes, no. And he goes, all right, I guess I'll grown man. All right. But just, don't be all girly about it. That's my favorite thing about all these right-wingers. And the Odyssey, masterpiece. Go see the Odyssey. I did not see it in IMAX, 3D, or 70 millimeter. I saw it in a normal-ass movie theater. Not even an AMC, like a local movie theater. I want to go see it in the IMAX 70 millimeter. You saw it, Hobo with a Shotgun. What's your review of the Odyssey? My review, 5 stars. Incredibly important. It connects. I don't know. Listen, later that night, I got home and smoked a joint on my back porch and really was thinking about the Odyssey and was like, this is Christopher Nolan connecting with previous generations of humanity that told these stories. And now he's telling these stories, viewing them in the context. Pretty good. I like Troy better. Hell yeah. I like Troy when it came out. I know now everyone's like, Troy sucked. Everything got Troy sucks. I enjoyed it when it came out. It's a stupid, silly ass movie, but I think the Odyssey is like important. Okay. And it looks great. And people are tired of slop garbage bullshit. Like Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, is in this movie, The Odyssey, playing Odyssey son. He's playing Odysseus' son, whose Greek name is, I think, John Stamos. Anyway, he's in the movie, and there's all these stories in the media that are very funny of him calling up Kevin Feige, like the head of Marvel, and being like, do you know, so like Christopher Nolan does this thing in his movies where he like has a script beforehand. He like sits and writes a good script and then shoots a movie. Maybe we should do that. Basically, Tom Holland kept calling up Kevin Feige and being like, have we ever thought about making a good movie? Yeah, I know. We're going to make it in like 3 weeks, all against green screen, and then pay a bunch of, Korean slaves to do all the CGI animation. And it'll still cost $200 million because us personally are going to walk out with $195 million. But what if instead we actually went to a place and made a good movie? The Cyclops was horrifying. Played by the great Bill Irwin. Played the Cyclops. Bill Irwin was in Interstellar, the Christopher Nolan movie, where he was like the motion capture for TARS, that robot. What's everyone's Nolan ranking? All right. I got to say, let me go to my Letterboxd because I have a Nolan ranking. I'm going to log in. Do I remember my Letterboxd? Thank you. Let me sign in. Do I have it here? No, it's not that. That's not my email address anyway. Ignore all these emails. You didn't see anything. I'm not looking for a New England. Number 1 is Prestige. I feel like that's kind of the hip take for best Nolan movie. I probably got to go Oppenheimer, man. I love Oppenheimer. Oh, The Dark Knight was a really, really important film to me too when I first saw it. I think Odyssey is like, all right, let me stop sharing my screen right here so I can log in the Letterboxd. I like Prestige a lot. I got no beef with the Prestige, okay? But it's not my number 1. It is my number 1 in terms of dead Hugh Jackmans. If that's your list, Hugh Jackman getting murdered, number 1 with a bullet has got to be the Prestige. Number 2, I don't know. What's number 2? I guess I'm just going to give spoiler alerts. He dies. He's not murdered unless you consider having a heart attack murder, which I do. It's God's murder at the end of that Neil Diamond, who's kind of nature's Neil Simon, if you think about it. At the end of that movie, Song Sung Blue, he has a heart attack and dies. Don't worry about that name. This is me just doxing the hell out of myself. All right, let's check out all my lists here. My best of 2025 list. Let's see what I had right here. One Battle After Another, Begonia, Weapons, 28 Years Later, Marty Supreme, Black Bag, Eddington, Naked Gun, Ephus, Secret Agent. All right. Let the record state, I put this together, published 4 months ago. So, in March, But I was on the Eddington train early. All right. I saw Eddington. Let me see the review of it that I gave. Show your activity in Eddington. I reviewed it on Saturday, July 19th, and gave it 4 stars. All right. A lot of people are like late to the Eddington train. I was there early. And then I saw it again in February and gave it 4.5 stars. My reviews are quite good. I said, this is not a perfect movie. I kind of question whether it is in totality even a good one, but it is fundamentally correct, which I agree. Agree with that, which I would hope to, because I was the one who wrote it. All right, let's go to what did I put for my Nolan list? I have my Coen Brothers list. I have my Paul Thomas Anderson list. I have my Nolan list right here. Coen Brothers, number 1, Fargo. Number 2, Interstellar. I like Interstellar a lot too. Is Nolan better than the Coen Brothers? Oh, it's so silly. This is also, I ranked all the Steven Spielberg movies, my best of 2024. I ranked all the Tarantinos, 2023, Fincher. This is what I do with my time. This, again, is why 40-year-old men need children. Otherwise, we just start making notes of things. I put Oppenheimer, Dark Knight, then Inception, then Memento, then Interstellar, then Prestige. Hot takes. I am going to, after one screening of the Odyssey, I am going to put Coen Brothers are better. Fargo, one of the greatest films ever made. People always say like, oh, perfect movie. And I never fully understand what they mean by that. That's just not like how I view art in like a, because perfect suggests that there's some binary sense. Like you can play a perfect game. If you bowl 300, you have bowled a perfect game. You have gotten the maximum amount of points possible. But with a movie, it's just like, well, I don't know. I mean, like, how would you say like this is a perfect cheeseburger? What? I don't know. It's confusing to me. Maybe it's not confusing to anybody else, but to me, it's confusing. But something like Fargo is so stripped to the bone. It's like 90 minutes. Good to see you, gigolo hobo. Are you a hobo? Are you a gigolo, or a gigolo? Are you both? Are you the Juggalo Gigolo, which is a new sitcom coming to NBC this fall? You put on full clown makeup and then have sex with women. Anyway, or men. I would say mostly men. All right, I'm going to put Odyssey in at number 3, behind Oppenheimer and Dark Knight. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's how we're doing it. And if you disagree with me, that's your right to do so. Yep. Inception, I gave 5 stars. Memento, I gave 5 stars. Odyssey, I only gave 4.5 stars. I got to put it below Inception. I'm sorry. I really Inception. Memento is really good too. But I feel like I gave this 5 stars at some point. I don't know why. What review did I give it? I put on blackface and have sex with Lindsey Graham. Well, I have got some terrible news for you. I don't know if you have anything planned for Lindsey this weekend, but I don't think he's going to make it. All right. I'm really sorry about that. What was my review of Memento? I have some stupid joke review. This is what Finding Dory should have been. Okay, that's a good bit. Each of Nolan's 3 films are about a walking ghost who doesn't know he's dead, and this is the best one of them. Kind of true. All right, show my activity. I gave it 5 stars. Although I have not seen it. I have not watched it in 9 years. That's true. Although I watched like the first 45 minutes of it recently because it was on Peacock and I didn't finish it. And I usually will not log movies if I don't finish them. Let me see. Diary. Oh, so I didn't even write a review for it. I just gave it. Oh my God. In 2017, I was not even giving reviews. Guys, I might have to watch Memento here. Guess who farted this guy? First off, great username. Big fan. Nolan only cares about winning awards because if the Hollywood Reporter and Vanity, I think you mean Vanity Fair, are saying it needs to make 75 million minutes before it makes a studio profit, and the parents kick in for the actors and actresses and their contracts. He only cares about winning awards because of the Hollywood Reporter. I can't entirely make sense of that. I think due to schizophrenia on your side, guess you farted. But I will tell you honestly, Christopher Nolan won for Oppenheimer. He won the Oscar, director, picture. Like, he won. He has that now. He might get it again for Odyssey. They might just give it to him again because it's that good. I think Christopher Nolan is genuinely committed to making good art. All right? 100%. The actors and actresses all want to with him. Now, granted, all like reporting about Hollywood, all reporting about Hollywood financials, Hollywood accounting is bullshit, and no one knows what the talking about. People will say like, well, it has to make back twice its budget, and then there'll be some budget listed of like 200. I think the budget for Odyssey is $250 million, which very little. I funded most of it. Okay. But that budget is like, doesn't count things in either direction, like different tax incentives you get, literally like selling costumes and afterwards, donating things, whatever. But more importantly, AI viewers, streamboo.com, which is Christopher Nolan's website. He runs streamboo.com. The bigger thing is when people talk about how much money a movie needs to make in a movie theater, it's like it needs to make twice as much as its budget. So whenever you go buy a movie ticket, the common reporting will be like, well, half of it goes to the theater, half of it goes to the studio, which is not entirely true. It varies a whole bunch based on a whole bunch of different things. Usually the first week a movie is out, the studio will collect more. Okay, some big Marvel movie comes out or something, studio gets, I don't know, I'm pulling these numbers out of my ass, but something like 75%, and then the theater makes 25%. Movie theaters are basically concession stands. That's how they actually make their money. They're concession stands with a side hustle into movies. All right. So consequently, but a movie studio, even though it doesn't get 100%, it gets a healthy amount from a movie theater, but they also got to pay for marketing, which can add another 100 million and stuff to it. So the point is, the Odyssey will probably make money in theaters. All right. But think about this. All the movie theaters sell alcohol now, and that's, how you make a lot of. As a matter of fact, that's where the margins are. And what they need to start doing is selling cocaine. All right. To go see Oliver Stone's JFK in 4DX, where you get coked up and are like, I don't know exactly how JFK got killed, but I think it was because people got too gay. Anyway, let's say the Odyssey makes $1 billion in movie theaters, which is not impossible, but let's say it does. All right. That's making a ton of money. But guess what? When it leaves theaters, it's not done. It's not done making money. Universal, who released the Odyssey, instead of IMAX, they should have PIP, and each seat has a built-in toilet. Honestly, you might want to delete that because that's too good. I go to a Roadhouse that has a full menu. A lot of places do that. I go to Alamo Drafthouse sometimes, and I know a lot of people complain that, Alamo, someone takes their phone out. Shut the f up, nerds. That's my main thing. I go to the movies a lot, and maybe it's because of the times I go or because I live in a city or something, but very rarely am I bothered by all these things people are like, no one can go to the movies anymore. They say it's too expensive, which is kind of true. That's not untrue. But I mean, you can figure out different work around it. But people are like, everyone has their cell phone out and they can't blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, don't, I just don't experience that. And like, calm the fuck down. Someone can take their cell phone out for 5 seconds during a movie. Chill the fuck out. All right. Everyone's crazy. So I go to Alamo Drafthouse sometimes. But as I was saying, Universal Studios, which released the Odyssey, maybe they'll make $500 million in theaters from the Odyssey. Maybe more, maybe less. Tough to say. Christopher Nolan gets a big chunk of that. Probably Matt Damon does too, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what made Universal Studios a lot of money this year? Back to the Future. Frankenstein. Okay? The Wizard of Oz, which wasn't released by them. I think that was Warner Brothers. But you get my point. The movie business, the theater was full when I saw the Odyssey in the middle of the day. The Odyssey is blowing the people are buying tickets to go see this. It's going to make a lot of money in theaters, but it's going to keep making money year after year after year after year. So this notion people have of like a movie needs to make $1 billion to break even, it's just not true, man. There's so many different auxiliary markets, The Odyssey's going to make a on like Blu-rays, which doesn't even have that much. My girlfriend just texted me and said, make sure you close the window downstairs if it's open. What if I don't want to? What if I don't want to do anything? JFK died because of the assassin who was operating on his own. I don't know about that. Honestly, I don't know. I can't get into JFK. I'll get into that later. Everyone goes to the Odyssey. What are we going to say? The most popular films on Kino Film Collection. This is on Kino Film Collection, not just like released. Let's see what these movies are. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Yeah, it's a movie about a guy who probably got killed by Putin, right? Sherry and Lamb Chop. God, do you guys remember Lamb Chop? Is Sherry Lewis dead? What's the deal? Bears will come in through your open windows. Free Palestine. Where? I'd love some Free Palestine. Humzini is here from Twitch. Okay. Why people always come into this thing and are like, Free Palestine, do you support Israel? Are you guys bots? It's all bots, right? Not that I disagree. Like, I have no problem with the statement Free Palestine, but like, what about anything I have said, you are a bot? That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. What about anything I've said makes you think that like you should care about my opinion on anything, let alone maybe arguably the most complicated geopolitical issue in the world? You made all the bots. Okay. Well, listen, just because you annoy me, I support Israel now. I'm a hard Zionist, dude. It's a Fed test. Oh, that could be it. Yeah. Okay. What I want, God, I want some right-wing billionaire, some tenant media ass fund me. Guys, pay the up. I will do your propaganda so hard. Kieran 75, Keith Jarrett's legendary. Okay, so this is a bunch of boring movies. Who gives a shit? Suburban Fury. Oh, this movie seems kind of interesting. Don't leak. Okay, that's fair. Well, listen, I got to tell you that even though I might have some political disagreements with the leadership, you know, at the end of the day, I respect the office of the president of Hamas. I think, you know, they're doing brave things over there. We'll get you a raise from the Mossad. Absolutely, I'll do it too. I don't give a shit. Mossad, Benjamin Netanyahu's son, as I understand it, is of military age, but lives in a high rise in Miami and watches Tim Pool all day. Please tell your dad, give me money, and I'll be like, yeah, Palestine's not real. It never existed. All right. Suburban Fury is a gripping portrait of Sarah Jane Moore, a suburban San Francisco single mother who attempted to assassinate President Gerald Ford in 1975. 50 years later, her story feels eerily prescient, reflecting how ideology and isolation can warp the American dream. Built around access to more, the film traces her shift from a patriotic volunteer to a revolutionary with a gun in her hand. That sounds kind of interesting. I'd watch that. All right, these people are pretty, I say, before realizing. I mean, you have a tag called Epstein Files. Yeah, how does that work? I set up the tags on, I don't know how any of this works. I am such a boomer about this. I set up the tags on Twitch one time. That's how people find it. Okay. I probably set up a tag that says like, what did I set up? Let's go look into it. And what should I set up to get more people to watch? Going to I never go to Twitch. I stream on Twitch. I don't watch things on Twitch. I watch things on YouTube. Politics. I think I do that. I do talk about politics at times. What's my username here? I think it's this. What did I do? Okay, maybe it was with Google. ContraPoints. I love ContraPoints. Always right about everything. A based lib queen. This is liberal politics, guys. I am a radical liberal, okay? I'm a radical liberal, and I think maybe Gavin Newsom is fresh. You know? Maybe seizing the means of production is actually a wickety whack. We'll talk about movies a little bit more, and then we'll talk about the drama over the weekend. We'll talk about drama, streamer drama. This is a drama channel, and that's what we do. Is this not working? No. How do I just watch other people's stuff on Twitch? That is a thing people do, right? They'll just watch other people's streams on Twitch. Is Hassan Piker streaming right now? How does that work? What is this? Why is this taking forever? Why is this not? Is he on YouTube? I know YouTube.com. Little Trouble Girls. All right. Well, it's not a movie I'm going to be Googling for. During a weekend choir trip, an introverted Catholic schoolgirl must navigate unfamiliar surroundings, complex teenage social structures, and her own awakening sexuality. This stunning and electrifying feature debut by award-winning Slovenian filmmaker, I'm out. I am out. I will not be pronouncing that name. Urška Duškic at its world premiere at the Berlin Film Festival and won the Best Cinematography Prize at Tribeca. All right. Put your soul on your hand and walk. This intimate first-hand perspective on life under siege in Gaza is told through video calls from directors. Okay. All right. Here's my opinion on this. Okay. Don't make your movie just video calls. Right? Don't. I made a movie about Gaza. Did you go there? I called someone. I filmed my phone. Shut the up. All right. Go there. Land. I'll go there. I'll fly to Palestine. Can you just fly to Palestine? How does that work? Let me look it up. I can probably fly to Tel Aviv, all right? How much would it cost me? Go to Expedia.com. I'm going to Tel Aviv. First off, maybe if, you know, I can convince them that I'm Jewish, I can do a birthright trip.
Oh my God, don't worry about it. I'll kill her, guys. It's okay.
Look at you carrying. Look at you carrying right now.
Why is this not working? Shouldn't this work? Shouldn't everything work easily for me all the time? No, wait, I think this is the wrong account. I think my Twitch account was under the Vangina one, then I changed it.
Wait, why is it like easier than like that?
I'm going to Kathmandu by way of Lebanon. Why are you doing that, Dougie Jones?
You just
For what good? Who benefits? Queso, who benefits? All right, where am I going? I'm going to Israel. Going to Jerusalem. Oh, I can go to the Dead Sea. I can go to Tel Aviv. Ben Gurion Airport. Let's see if I wanted to fly to Tel Aviv tomorrow. How much would that cost? Just me. Just one adult. I think it was in a Three Dog Night song. Oh, yeah. Didn't they do Joy to the World? Okay, well, these are hotels. I don't want hotels. I want flights, okay? Although, some nice hotels, though, in Tel Aviv. I'll find a place to stay. I will stay on the Gaza Strip. Going to Jerusalem District. Okay, so the earlier I can go is Thursday, August 6th. One traveler economy. If I'm going to Jerusalem, how much is it going to cost me? I'm curious about that. I would not want to go. I'm going to be honest. Even if it wasn't a war zone, I don't think I'd like it because I feel like I will eat something that will make me poop weird. And I feel like their toilets are not toilets I'm used to. You know, that's my main issue with Israel right now. Okay. All right. So, one stop. Are there any there's no nonstop flights to Tel Aviv. Okay. All right. So the cheapest would be if I were to fly on Saturday. Who would have guessed? So Chicago to Tel Aviv, Lufthansa, multiple airlines, one stop. Okay, this gives me like a whole day in Poland, right? What am I doing here? Carry-on bag not allowed. All right, well, you know, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get into that, and I'll make a movie. Or I could do this and just film this lady on my iPhone. That's better. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy fishes. Let's find something to watch on youtube.com.